Hey, Chicago fans, welcome back to the Sports Freaks Podcast. I'm your host, Patrick Cummings. I'm here with Ryan Mooney once again today, and we are back. It's been a little bit since we did a podcast, about 2 weeks since we posted a video on this channel. Today we're going to be talking about the Chicago Bulls and some of the moves they've made over the offseason. Let's get into our topics of the day. We have the Bulls draft analysis, Noah Essingay, if that's how I say it, and then
Lachlan Olbrich, I think.
Lachlan Olbrich. We're going to discuss the Lonzo trade which got traded to Cleveland for Isaac Okoro and NBA offseason news around the league. But first, before we get into these topics, Trey Jones got a extension, in which it was 3 years, $24 million. Brian, what's your thoughts on that?
I think that's a great value trade. I mean, with Lonzo gone, he'll be a great point guard for us. I mean, he's got a really good assist-to-turnover ratio. You know, he's young, and I think he can have some valuable minutes this season, especially at the value which we have him. $8 million a year in this league for a decent young backup point guard is unheard of. So able to get that signing off is great, especially considering that he took a pay cut from last year, because I think he was making close to $13 million AAV, and now he's making $8 million, which is awesome because I don't think that there's going to be any decline in production. I mean, he's still young. And he's
also really great on the defensive side. I'm personally a Trey Jones fan myself. I mean, I love the way he played. I was really bummed out when he got injured, but he had such a big impact on the defensive side, which the Bulls don't really have many elite defenders. I mean, I wouldn't say he's elite, but they don't have any solid defenders out there.
Yeah, he's decent. He can pick up somebody from
maybe Buzelis, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah. And from what I hear, Essingay is not a bad defender. So
all right.
That's good.
All right. Well, speaking of Essingay, let's get into the Bulls draft analysis. So with the 12th overall pick, the Chicago Bulls did select Noah Essingay, who last year in the 2024-25 season averaged 12.4 points per game, 5.3 rebounds per game, and 1.1 assists per game, while shooting 56% from the floor. Is not typically known for shooting three-pointers. He's only 30% beyond the arc. And you were talking about it before we did this video. A lot of Bulls fans were a little upset that we did not draft Derek Queen, or the other available options out there that Bulls fans felt like they could have, or the Bulls could have capitalized on, per se. But I don't think this is necessarily a bad draft pick itself. It was graded a B, if I'm not mistaken.
The more I look at it, the more I'm okay with it. I would have preferred Queen, because I think he's more of a...
He's a center, right?
Yeah, he's a center. Well, a center, power forward, but I think he's more of what we need. A lot of people are calling him Black Jokic. But, I mean, if you look at their tape, it's not too different. You know, he's a good mid-range shooter. He can put the ball on the floor decently. He's not a bad three-point shooter. He's probably just about as good as Essingay is. But the main thing is he can handle the ball at a 5 position, which I think is great. He's got a good paint presence, something that we desperately lack.
Yes.
We don't have any good rim protectors.
We don't.
At least not in our starting 5. We don't have any good, interior offensive players. I would have loved to have taken him. I think he's going to do great in New Orleans, but they do have.
Can you expect him to do well in New Orleans, though?
I mean,
that's pretty real.
Well, no, because the only thing that I think would hold him back is how deep the Pelicans are at the 4 and the 5 position. Because they just signed Kevon Looney.
They still have Williamson, right? Or no?
Yeah, they have Zion. Yeah. They have Zion. They have Kevon Looney. They got Yves Mizzi. They got
Jose Alvarado.
Grand Theft Auto. Yeah, he's great. I was just looking at it. They got Daniel Tice. A lot of guys who can potentially take minutes away from Queen, where I think he could have really thrived in Chicago. I know earlier I said that maybe he wasn't the right fit for us, but seeing him there at 12, I really think we should have taken him.
Okay.
Back to Essingay, I'm not mad at the pick. I just think 12 is a little high. I feel like he could have fallen more, and if there was an opportunity for us to, take Queen at that point, we should have. Or if there was no one else there, we could have traded back. Because I feel like at 12, Essingay was sort of a reach. I'm not sure what he was mocked at, but I know he was a pretty big riser on draft night. I don't think he was. I think he was maybe just barely inside the top 15. But I do like the mentality he has and like the work ethic he's already shown. because if not mistaken, he's in a German basketball league right now. It's their playoffs, but he's choosing to not participate in that and focus on transitioning to the NBA. He's showing up to a bunch of bowls like media days. He's doing interviews. I don't know if he's been to the gym yet, but I would assume he's met with some of the coaches, teammates, trainers. So it's not a bad thing. And the more tape I watch, the more I realize how athletic he is.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the second youngest player in the draft besides Cooper Flagg, which is awesome. He's a really tall, lanky guy. He's kind of like Giannis who came in the league, like 6'10". He's pretty skinny, but he's still young, so he's got a lot of chance to, fill out his frame. And the more I look at it, like, the more athletic I think he is. He's an athlete. If we can develop him right, which I honestly hope we can, he can become, a very valuable four for us.
Okay.
I don't know if he'll be a star necessarily, but definitely a very valuable role player, especially with what I've seen for his defense, both on the interior and the exterior. He seems to play pretty well, at least from the tapes. It is the EuroLeague, but, I don't know if it's the EuroLeague, but it's a European basketball league.
Yeah.
But I think that over time, and if he is able to fill out his frame, his athleticism will only shine and make him, really valuable for us.
All right. Well, then we head over to the second pick the Bulls have had, Lachlan Obrich, if I'm saying that correctly. Last year, 2024-2025, 8.7 points per game and 3.8 rebounds per game. And he also went with his team called the Hawks to win the NBL championship.
Yeah, I forget what NBL is, but I know he's an Australian guy. If we were going to take an Australian, why didn't we take Rocco Zikarski?
Okay.
I mean, he was there at 45, but for some reason we decided to trade down 10 picks for cash with the Lakers. Like, that made no sense to me. I don't even know how much cash it was, but I don't think moving down 10 spots is worth any amount of cash in the NBA, especially when you got somebody like Rocco Zikarski. He's another freak of nature. He's like 6'3". If they wanted to draft an Australian, like I said, they could have just taken him.
Yeah.
And if you're not going to go with a big man in the first round, why don't you go with him in the second? Because it doesn't matter if he doesn't have all that much skill. I mean, he's tall. Like, come on. I don't think Zach Edey has much skill other than his post play, but he's still good. I mean, no matter if you're tall, you're going to block shots, you're going to grab rebounds, which is honestly what we need. Even if he's not going to crack any starter minutes, maybe we can get him some second or third string, 8
off
minutes
the bench
a game.
or
yeah,
okay.
Develop him, develop more of an offensive bag. But from what I've seen, I think, he has some potential to be good in this league. I wouldn't be surprised if a few years if, Rocco Zikarski is a fairly well-known second-round draft pick.
All right, well, let's head over to our second topic of the day, and that is the Lonzo Ball trade. Now, the Bulls did sign Lonzo Ball to a 2-year, $20 million extension. So they traded Lonzo Ball away to the Cleveland Cavaliers for Isaac Okoro, 24 years old. He was the fifth pick in the 2020 draft pick. Okoro last year, 6.1 points per game, 2.4 rebounds per game, 1.2 assists per game, and a shooting percentage of 46.4. And another trade which Bulls fans have been a little upset about, not necessarily like the player we got back, but it's just you did not get enough back. And as we look at some of these trades that they made with DeRozan, the Caruso trade is probably the one that the Caruso trade is probably the one that sticks out the most. The Zach trade that happened a couple months ago, they did not get any draft capital back, and that is what has
except for their own. But
okay, yeah. That is what has really frustrated Chicago Bulls fans in some of these trades, and this one is no different.
Yeah, I mean, I completely understand it. I think this is a total fleece by the Cavaliers.
Really?
I mean, Okoro, he was getting decent minutes. I've heard so many people say, oh, Okoro's going to be great. It's going to be just like the Giddey trade. They weren't getting much minutes, and now they're here. They're going to come here, and they're going to shine. He had 19 minutes a game last year, and he still averaged 6. I mean, I get that the Cleveland squad is really deep, but if you're playing 19 minutes a game and you're averaging 6, 2, and 1, I think that's what his average is.
Well, did Giddey average just about that when he was with the Thunder?
No, I think Giddey was doing better. He had a down year the year before they traded him, but he wasn't nearly as he wasn't like Okoro. He was playing better, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, Okoro is still 24 years old, so I mean, you gotta
Yeah.
keep that into consideration.
For whatever reason, though, we have like an infatuation with drafting 2020 draft busts. We got P. Will, or not drafting, but like signing them. We got P. Will, Okoro, and we got Jalen Smith. I mean, this trade just makes no sense. If we said we wanted to get rid of cap space, it doesn't make any sense because Okoro's got a larger contract, not much, but he's still got $11 million a year compared to Lonzo. And I don't think we need another wing. If we're gonna trade one of our many guards, why bring in another guard or another wing? I mean, Okoro is an undersized wing.
Mm-hmm.
We should have brought in a big or somebody that can, play the 4 or the 5 because I don't know. We have Matas, Essengay, and then likely P. Will and Vooch are going to get traded. So that means we got like 2 actual big men on our roster. Oh, I guess there's Zach Collins and Jalen Smith, but
those are bench guys.
I mean, they're the same player essentially. I don't know why we keep both of them. I feel like it's just no reason for us. I'd give away Zach Collins. His contract is too big, and I don't see a reason for the Bulls to keep 2 backup centers on the roster.
Yeah, I think so. Go back to the Lonzo Ball trade. I'm okay with it because I just feel like we just kind of have like a bunch of wasted money on the bench. Yes, on the bench. I mean, if you're only gonna play 20 games per year, and I get it. Like Lonzo Ball is a very talented player. Like he's dynamic. He's not a superstar as when he was, or what we thought he was going to be when he was drafted. But I'm okay with it, man. I mean, I don't want to I just don't want to hype up somebody every 20 or for 10 games. And he only play. He can't play back to back. I think yes, he probably should have gotten a little bit of draft capital back, maybe like a second round pick or something like that.
Yeah.
But I think just having a young guy, Isaac Okoro, who knows, maybe he might turn into Josh Giddey. We'll see where the Bulls move him. But now we get into the NBA offseason news, and lots have happened. This offseason.
This is one of the greatest offseasons I've seen in a long time.
Today, if you want, we could start with the Damian Lillard being cut, and then the Bucks going out, and then getting Miles Turner.
When I saw that, it was like heartbreaking. I'm not even that much of a Milwaukee fan.
I hate Milwaukee. I mean, I don't hate Milwaukee, but I hate Milwaukee.
How can you not be a Giannis fan, though? I mean, seeing Giannis and how excited I was.
They play the same story with they like 10 documentaries on how he got to America.
I know, but it's a really inspiring story.
No, I know, but you're playing it 10 times with 10 different actors and 10 different narratives and
I think he deserves it. I'm not gonna lie, Giannis
no,
he deserves the world, dude. He's such a great guy.
Oh my
Come
God.
on.
Okay, I don't hate Giannis. I just I'm tired of seeing the same story every dang time I watch the social media. Yes. Yeah. I know I sound like a bad person right now, but I'm not.
I don't know if I've really seen. I mean, I know there's a few documentaries, which is great, but I don't know if it's been shoved down our throats. But the news 2 years ago when Dame was going to the Bucks, I was so happy. I'm like, oh my God, one of the greatest 3-point shooters the NBA's ever seen. And then one of the most dominant that we've seen, at least in our era. And it's going to be amazing together. It's just a shame that injuries, dismantled the whole team. Last year in the playoffs.
And Lillard is getting old. Lillard's not a young guy anymore.
Yeah.
Either.
Was he now 35, 36?
And I feel he's not consistent as he was when he was in his prime.
No, not at all. But, he could still play well. And having someone like Giannis next to him, that's just what he needed. Mm-hmm. He doesn't always have to. Although Giannis isn't a great ball handler, he does take the ball up the court sometimes. He's a decent passer. It takes some pressure off of him because it means Dame doesn't just have to run around on the arc and shoot threes. He can have a really dominant post on the inside who can take drives, who can stand in the post. I thought they were really going to be great. But like I was saying, injuries destroyed the team. Last year, there's no telling how far they could have gone. They lost to the Pacers in the first round, but that's because Giannis was dealing with injuries. Middleton had some injuries being in the series, and I think Dame was out for all but like 2 games. Basically, the entire postseason for the 2023 or 2024 Bucks was riding on Chris Middleton.
Yeah.
And then this year, I mean, same thing happened with Dame. Giannis really didn't have any help coming for him. I mean, other than like Gary Trent's like 40 ball, I think like game 2 or game 3, there was really nothing. There was nothing else, and it's sad because Giannis might start asking out soon.
Yeah, well, I mean, that doesn't surprise me. Giannis has been like, it's been. I mean, he actually tweeted on Twitter like he was very frustrated with this decision by the Milwaukee Bucks. But other things have happened. I mean, Shai Alexander got an extension. Kind of saw that coming.
$71.25 million a year. That is insane.
I mean, hey, he's an MVP.
That's wild, though. I thought like the next highest before that was like 58. $71.25 million.
Well, I mean, and to be fair, I mean, it is only 4 years. It's not like it's not like a Juan Soto contract. You know, it's like,
I know, but you're still paying him $285 million over 4 years. That's insane.
No, well, I mean, yeah, like it's a lot of money, but it's only for 4 years. If it was for like 8 years, then oh boy, like you know,
contracts over 5 years aren't allowed in the NBA. Like the max you can have.
Oh,
is
really?
5. I think 4 years, like naturally, but if you have a bird, I forget what like the name of it is, but it's like a bird contract essentially. I know this from 2K. If you have like a bird clause,
yeah,
I think it relates to Larry Bird. You can have 5 years in your contract. And you can go over the salary cap to sign that player.
Okay.
So because he's been in OKC for a while now, he has that clause. So they're allowed to go over the salary cap.
Yeah.
And I don't know why they wouldn't sign him for more. Maybe he didn't want to, but I mean,
yeah.
4 years, 4 years. So.
And I also want to talk about a big trade that happened about maybe a couple weeks ago, and that's the Kevin Durant trade with the Houston Rockets. Is the trade? What was it? It was Kevin Durant to Houston for Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks,
10th pick,
and 5 second-round picks. I mean, I was kind of a big Jalen Green fan. I mean, I know like people kind of hated on him a little bit, but like, you know, he was a very electrifying player. You know, I think he just had a big presence on the court. And what would you think of like this trade?
I mean, I think that Green was sort of like Levine for the Bulls, but you know, obviously for the Rockets.
In terms of like personality, or just could?
Well, yeah, personality and like his stardom, sort of. I mean, everyone thought he was going to be great. Both players they thought were going to be great. You know, be a franchise player, and it just never really worked out because of their selfish kind of play. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Levine, but he's a very selfish ball player. And same thing with
Jalen Green.
Jalen Green, yeah. I don't know what the Suns are going to do. They better move some guys because right now they have like 5 shooting guards in the roster. They got Bradley Beal, Dylan Brooks, Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, who I don't know if it's true, but I've seen like a post on Instagram that he's signing a $75 million a year. It's what, 150 for 2 years, but I don't think it's true because it wasn't like Shams or anyone, so I'm not gonna trust it.
Okay,
not Shams, but anyways, and then Grayson Allen and Jalen Green, like that.
I forgot Grayson Allen.
You can't play basketball with that. Those are, I mean, look at you got
those. You don't have any big guys.
You don't have any big guys. Well, now they have Malawak and Mark Williams, but those 5 guys, those are all ISO players.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously Allen, Booker, Beal, and Green are, but Brooks. I guess he can sort of play a small forward, but they got to change something up because I don't know what they're doing there. They need to get a point guard in there fast because it's been proven Booker cannot play point.
All right. Well, I mean, we're coming towards the end of the video here. Are there any like more like news you want to talk about? I know like LeBron James did have a little controversy with the Lakers.
Yeah.
Well, not controversy, but like on like where he might sign type controversy. Jabari Smith did get an extension too with the Rockets.
Speaking of, I want to go back to that. The Rockets, now they got KD, they're like so deep. Their roster is crazy. They can like honestly go toe to toe with the Thunder because of like the depth they have. Yeah,
I feel like they're still kind of a young team though.
They are very young, but I think that they're
then again, the Thunder are a young team, and look what they did. So,
yeah.
I mean, I can't really. I don't know. Would it surprise you though that Kevin Durant's a very, would you call him a diva in a way?
Something.
He's a very
Yeah.
kind of he's a very not harsh person in a way, but I don't know.
He's commanding. He's very
very demanding. Let's say
Yeah,
that.
demanding,
So, do you see a world where it's like Kevin Durant and the Rockets just aren't playing well, and he's just kind of tearing down the vibe, like in the locker room, and then that's what causes the downfall of the Houston Rockets?
No, because I don't think there's really anyone else on the Rockets starting five that is a true scorer. Like, Kevin Durant is always going to be the number one option on that team, no matter what. Like, I mean, they're starting five.
I mean, you have Şengün, but
yeah, but like, I don't see there any
Steven
issue
Adams,
because in
love Steven Adams.
Golden State there was an issue. Obviously he's playing with Curry
And
who
Thompson
wanted the ball.
Yeah.
Thompson's more of a catch and shoot guy, but yeah, mainly Curry. In Brooklyn, there was both Harden and Kyrie. Harden was the main issue because you know how Harden is. And then in Phoenix, obviously, he was playing with Booker and Beal, who are both ISO players. But on the Rockets, at least in starting five, there's nobody that demands the ball, really. Like, there'll be guys, all four of them.
They're unselfish.
They're
They're very
unselfish.
okay.
You got Van Vliet, you got... Who's probably going to play shooting guard? Could you see Cam Whitmore playing shooting guard? Or probably men shooting guard. And then KD, Jabari, and then Şengün.
Okay.
All four of those other guys, they don't demand the ball at all. They're very unselfish. I mean, you can have Şengün handle the ball. You can have Van Vliet handle the ball and Thompson handle the ball. They can all facilitate well. So I think Kevin Durant has like exactly what he needs right now.
Okay.
This is honestly a great trade for the Rockets. They really didn't give up much. The thing that they gave up was like most important to me is Dylan Brooks. Because
I mean, like giving up 5 second-round picks was a lot. To be fair,
it's like throwing cilantro on your food, or not cilantro, but like green onions or whatever. Like, it's like salting the water of your mac and cheese. Like, 5 second-round picks in today is like nothing. The Rockets are going to be good. Those are going to be like pick like.
I mean, like you never really know though. You never know the turnout.
I mean, it's going to be like pick 51, pick 53, pick 49.
Okay,
like,
because Houston's a deep roster. Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna say. I mean, I disagree with you a little bit on that one. I don't think it's like nothing. Like, we give up 5 second-round picks like that. That's 5 players you are giving out, and like you never know. Like one or two of them can turn out to be really well for them. Is there anything else like you would like to top on as we come to that?
I mean, just the amount of moves are crazy. The fact that Miles Turner left the Pacers after 10 years is wild to me.
10 years?
Yeah.
Damn.
He's one of the longest tenured players.
Woof.
Well, he was. Kevon Looney leaving the Warriors. I mean, let's be honest. He's not like a star, but I don't think the Warriors win as much as they did if they didn't have Kevon Looney on their team. Which is honestly sad because he was so monumental for the Bay Area and you know what they built there, but he's not going to get any recognition for it, although I love it. What else is there? Oh, did we talk about the Drew Holiday trade?
We didn't talk about that.
Yeah.
No.
The Celtics are falling apart. The Drew trade wasn't bad.
I don't know why the Celtics are just trading everybody away. I mean, they got rid of Porzingis to the Hawks, which is asking me tough now for us.
The Hawks are looking scary. They're looking really good.
And it pisses me off. And then you know we got Tatum's injured. I don't think Tatum's gonna be injured for that long though.
He probably will. I mean, it's an Achilles. If he comes back this year, it'll probably be like
halfway through the season, or like
I'd say more than that. Maybe like end of January, early February. Probably,
okay,
after the All-Star.
I mean, I don't know, man. I think the Celtics just kind of gave up a little bit.
Because they needed to clear a lot of cap room, so they're under the second curtain. Because you know how like the NBA luxury tax works, right?
Oh, I do not.
Okay. Well, there's like, so you have like a hard set cap, which you can't go over, and then you have like different regulations. So you know how the Warriors kind of fell apart because of the luxury tax?
Yeah.
Basically, if you go over like a soft cap, then you have to pay a percentage of the salary like back to the NBA, which is like money you're just losing from your organization. So you have like the first apron, which I don't remember what percentage it is, and then the second apron, which is like, that's like you're giving up, you're bleeding money basically if you're over the second apron for multiple years. You are throwing away so much of your team's salary, or like your, not your team's salary, but like your income, that it's like horrible for business. I mean, obviously, it's a basketball team, but it's also an organization, that a business that wants to make money. So they got rid of two really big contracts in Porzingis and Drew, who are also old, to get under that second apron. So now they don't have to pay that much money back, and maybe they're gonna try and, you know, gather a decent pick, maybe get some more bench players, because we know how deep the Celtics bench was a few years ago, but it's kind of fading away now. I mean, they've still got their starting five, which will probably look like Anthony Simons, Derek White, oh my God, Jaylen Brown. I don't know who's going to play the 4 or the 5, honestly. The 4 could be like Xavier Tillman, and the 5 like Niang or something. I don't know. But that just shows you how much they've, you know, suffered because of the Tatum injury, and because they've had to get under that second apron, which is, I don't know if it's a good thing for NBA or a bad thing, because we're going to see stuff like this where, I hate the Celtics, but it sucks seeing them fall apart this fast. I thought they were going to be a dynasty, and they may not even win another chip
for a while.
You know, for a long time. And it kind of sucks seeing that all fall apart. But it also means that there's no more super teams, because after a while, if players continue to want more and more money, teams are going to fall apart because they can't afford to pay those players if they're over a certain amount of aprons. I don't know. We'll have to see how it plays out. I know it was just a new change that was implemented, but Jordan Poole to the Pelicans, I think that's awesome.
Okay.
I think Jordan Poole is going to play really great. It depends on, you know, what position he'll play. If he's a shooting guard, I think he'll have more time to succeed, because he can play a little bit off the ball and it won't have much pressure on him.
Okay.
But playing with guys like Missy and Zion, who are, you know, two big guys on the inside, I think it'll take a lot of pressure off him from having to, you know, shoot his way back into games if they're ever in deficits. I think he's really going to succeed, which I think is awesome, because, you know, I've liked him since Golden State. He's a good ball player. I just think he wasn't in the right headset or in the right space as the Wizards. Although it kind of sucks, because now they have all these great young players and he's leaving to go to New Orleans. But I really hope he succeeds there, because, you know, he deserves it, and I think he's got a right situation too.
All right, guys, that is the end of this video. Thanks, Ryan, for once again coming in. Our next podcast episode will be about the Chicago Blackhawks, as they have made a couple offseason moves, primarily in the draft. But yeah, that is the end of this video. Thanks, guys, for watching. Subscribe for more, and we'll see you guys in the next one.